Welcome back. We just read this notebook, and it teaches us that this place was built in honor of the Watcher, and was later modified by Kadish. Yes, that's the same Kadish from Kadish Talisa, whose remains we saw in that vault there. Kadish apparently believed that he was a grower, some kind of savior of Dunny who had been prophesied by the Watcher. He tried to fulfill as many of the prophecies regarding the grower as he could, and for that reason he built a room upstairs, which is apparently the path of the shell, a puzzle no one but Kadish could solve. Well, I agree with Simpson there that it really doesn't seem like much of an accomplishment, considering that he did build it. Well, obviously, since we are playing Path of the Shell, we will have to find the solution to that puzzle and gain access to the tree. The solution to that is apparently contained in words, those 5 books from the Watcher we have in Relto. But you've seen how cryptic they are, so we're not going to find the solution just by reading them. We're going to need some additional information. Well, the 2 linking books here lead to 2 ages called Arcana, that's this one, and the other one leads to Ahnonay. These 2 books were placed here by Kadish. Both of them were built and possibly also written by Kadish. So let's explore those ages in the hope that they will provide us with the information we'll need. First I want to do Ahnonay. Ahnonay is probably my favorite age in Uru. It's definitely my favorite age in Uru. It's probably my favorite age except Riven in all of the Mist games. It doesn't seem like much at first, but there is more to it than you think. Well, currently we're not actually in Ahnonay. This is a separate age called the Ahnonay Cathedral. It is simply a large hall leading to a pedestal with a linking book at the end, which leads to real Ahnonay. Well, immediately in the cathedral we see these windows or displays along the side with these symbols on them. I'm going to refer back to this location later, so for that reason alone I will take a picture here. We've seen these symbols before, actually. We've seen them in the Kadish Gallery. Which makes sense, considering that that was also built by Kadish. Here we find another one of these numbers. 218. So let's make a note of that number as well. And here is the linking book to the real Ahnonay. Before we use it, I just want to point out this symbol, which is the symbol for Ahnonay. These 4 connected spheres. We've seen the symbol before in a Barrow drawing in Either Chemo. Although it's not clear if Either Chemo is in any way connected to Kadish or not. The linking panel doesn't really tell us much, so let's just go there. Ahnonay is an age that I have dreaded recording, by the way. So it is horribly complicated. Although it is this complicated nature that makes it so interesting. I will try to record it properly, to take a quick path through it, not waste as much time, and yet still trying to make it make sense. So, well, this is Ahnonay. It's an island. And not a very big one at that. I mean, we can pretty much see the entire island from here. There's a tower from there. And some other islands in the distance. These don't look very realistic though. Probably just the game designers who are a bit lazy in making these islands in the distance. I hope this isn't too choppy. I mean, my frame rate is going down while recording this pretty badly, so well, there's not much I can do about that. There's this tower in the middle of the lake in the island, and it has a bunch of blue lights on it. And all around us we find these little creatures. They're very shy creatures, because when we get close to them, they run away. And they will eventually be chased into the water. These creatures are called crabs. I guess they're called that because they're sort of like crabs, except they have only 4 legs, so like quad. And chasing them into the water is a fun little game. Off you go. Although I know the reason why they're called crabs, or at least I guessed the reason as I just told you. But in all honesty, crab just sounds like crab as pronounced by Elmer Fudd. But anyway, you also go into the water. They have to take the longest route possible. Off you go. Well, anyway, just a little boredom therapy. There are a whole bunch of these things, quite a lot of them. A tower on a separate island. How can we get there? Well, we'll try to figure that out later. Notice, by the way, that there is actually a crab sitting on that island. Well, let's check some more. Here we find what looks like a journey cloth. These are actually called shell cloths, I think. I'll try to call them shell cloths just to distinguish them from the journey cloths. But I will probably slip up and call them journey cloths once in a while. Unlike in Uru Prime, it's not really necessary to touch them. All they do is save your location. You don't need to find all of them or anything. But you do need to use them to save your location. More of those crabs, more islands in the distance as well. And we're pretty much all the way around now. Here's a pedestal with the linking book. If we look at this tower now, we can notice that it's changed. There were some blue lights on this side, and now they're off. And that just happens to correspond, if we take this circle to mean to represent the island, that just happens to correspond to this part of the island where I pushed some of these crabs into the water. So perhaps these lights have something to do with the crabs? Interesting. There's a linking book here, and it seems that it links back to the Rialto Cathedral. Yep. Of the Rialto, the Ahnonay Cathedral. That's definitely where it links. We can just link back to Ahnonay. And there we are. Oh, the crabs are back. And the lights are also back. So yeah, definitely these crabs have something to do with the lights. So maybe something will happen if we turn all of those lights off by chasing all of the crabs into the water. So we're going to have to do that. It's not going to be terribly interesting to watch in the video, I suppose, but as the Japanese would say, shoganai. There is nothing we can do about it. Off you go. Okay, let's do this one, and then I'll end the video. Yay! Okay, I will continue in the next video.